Hey fellow procrastinators, I hope everyone is doing well. I know it's been a couple of weeks since my last video, but good news, I have been flying quite a bit in that time, so that'll be coming up in the near future. With those flights, I took the time to go through my flight bag, pull out all the junk, and really reorganize it. And I thought this would be a perfect opportunity to go through my flight bag, show you guys what type of flight bag I use, why, as well as all of the different things that I carry with me on an everyday mission. If you're new to the channel, welcome. Be sure to hit that subscribe button and ring that bell for all the latest contents. But with that, let's jump into my flight bag. Leave me a comment below. Let me know what you guys carry in your flight bag, what you think is important to you, and what are some of those odd things that you just like to have with you in the cockpit. Let's get to it. Alright guys, so what type of flight bag do I use? I use a MyGoFlight. This is a product that I found a couple of years ago just doing online research for the right size bag for what I need, as well as something that I thought was high quality, high durability, and had a warranty which told me that they stand behind their product. This is again a MyGoFlight bag. It is the PLC Sport Edition. They have a Pro Edition and they have a Light Edition, which are different size bags. The Sport is the middle of the road. The Pro is larger, more like a backpack, and the Light is even smaller. Everything that I have in this video, all the products that I use, I will put a description down below with links so you can determine if it's something that you guys like and something you might want to use in the future. This bag, again, MyGoFlight, it is extremely durable. It is made of sailcloth, which is pretty cool because it is highly water resistant, and it just has a solid look and feel to it. It has heavy duty dual zippers on pretty much every pocket. It also has a rubber carrying strap that has reinforced steel braid. I don't know if you're going to be able to see this in the camera, but it has a reinforced steel braid. And then it also comes with a padded shoulder strap. So if you want to carry this more like a messenger bag, you can certainly do that. As I said, I've had several flight bags over the years. My very first one it came as part of the Jeppesen kit when you're learning to fly. It was like the over-the-shoulder messenger bag. Carried my textbooks, had my E6B, had my plotter, all those types of things. That one just eventually wore out, to be honest, but I never really felt like it was built for someone that's going to be using it on a daily basis. The messenger bag was kind of clumsy. It didn't have all the right pockets. So then I switched to just a standard backpack. I'm in IT. I carry a backpack all the time for work, so I thought, you know, maybe a standard backpack will work. Same thing. I thought the backpack was a little bit too big. You know, when you're trying to easily throw it in the back seat or you want to grab it and grab something out of it, again, I don't think the pocket placement was really purpose built for aviation. And so that's when I started looking and I found this bag. And I think, again, that the quality is top notch. I think that it is built for the aviation industry and that everything that's here has a place and it's there for a reason. And we'll kind of go through that. Like I said, they have 3 models. When I first bought this, I actually bought the Pro, which is the larger model. But when I got it, it was very close to the same size as the backpack, which I did not like. So I actually sent it back. They exchanged it, no questions asked, and I came down to the Sport model. This does carry a 3-year warranty as well, so they stand behind their product. I've had absolutely no problems with it. You can get this front pocket embroidered, so they have a bunch of different logos that you can pick, all different types of planes. You can get your name, you can get your tail number, you can get pretty much whatever you want to be put on the bag. I think it's like maybe $5 or $10. Again, I'll have a link down below taking you to MyGoFlight and all of their different products. They also offer a ton of other things. They have kneeboards, they have anti-glass or anti-glare glass for your iPads if you're doing an electronic cockpit. They have external power supplies. They have all kinds of things. One thing, nothing in this is sponsored. I wish that it was. That would be great. But these are actual products that I have found and started to use over the years and that I really like. So let's jump into everything that I have in my flight bag. Okay, this bag, I'm going to kind of go through it here. In the back, you have a pocket. This pocket is just open. I carry an old checklist. I have some documentation in here. One of the things that this back pocket can also be used for, I don't know if you're going to be able to see this, but it has a zipper on the back. This is fantastic. You can open the zipper up and it actually comes through. So if you wanted to use this or put it over another piece of luggage, specifically you're in a flight crew, or if you're going to throw this on top of another piece of luggage when you're traveling, very easy to do that. It does have a hideaway ID. I don't have the label filled out on here right now, but this pops out and you can put all of your pertinent information in here, so if it gets lost for whatever reason, you could have your name or your contact information. So you have that there. And then you have this large pocket in the back. This unzips and folds back, which I really like. And as you can see, my Stratus falls out. I do have the Stratus 2S. I have not updated to the Stratus 3. I don't have any problems with the 2S. I love this product. I know they have the Sentry now. I know they have a lot of other ADB-B out type portable devices, but I love the 2S. And again, if it's not broke, don't fix it. I'm going to maintain this. I absolutely love it. I also have my Bose headset. I've had this for years. This is actually the first headset that I bought, and this is not the A20. So this is the original Bose Aviation headset, and that is the X, the Aviation X. Again, love this headset, have absolutely no problems with it. I know most people out there now are flying with the A20s. It's a little bit lighter. They made a couple of ergonomic changes. The only thing that I will say about this headset is it does not have the Bluetooth capability. So the new A20s, I know you can get them with the Bluetooth adapter or built-in Bluetooth, which is great if you want to listen to Bluetooth music, if you want to be able to take a phone call from your phone, if you want to get Bluetooth audio or audio from ForeFlight. Unfortunately, you don't get that natively with the X. There are some external adapters and things like that that you can do to get Bluetooth to these headsets, but it is not, like I said, it is not native. I have AA batteries, always important to have batteries for the noise canceling. Again, these are fully noise cancel headphones. Absolutely love those. What else do I have in this big pouch? I also have my kneeboard. Okay, this is a metal kneeboard. I actually really like this. It's rigid and it has some weight to it, so it doesn't move around on my leg. It stays in place when I put it there. I'm also running an iPad, so I have all of my aviation data on here. I do run ForeFlight. I've made the choice to do a completely electronic cockpit or electronic environment glass, if that's what you will. So I don't carry charts and things like that with me. Now, if I'm doing training or if I'm looking for something specific, I will go out and buy the old paper sectional. But for day-to-day use, I have my iPad, and then I back that up with my iPhone. Obviously, as you know, being a smart pilot, when I go out and I make a flight plan, I get everything ready. I pre-flight the iPad and my iPhone. I make sure that I have they're all charged, they're all up to date. ForeFlight's up to date. I've packed all of that. All of that is already done ahead of time. Now, this iPad does have LTE in it, so I am able to use that. And it's also a secondary GPS source, although, as I said, I always tie this to my Stratus, so I'm getting all of the latest ADB-B weather, all my traffic information, directly on ForeFlight. The other thing I like about this is it does have the clip at the top here, so I'm able to have just some scratch paper on here for clearance or just information that I need to write down at any point during the flight. Okay, so that's also in the back pocket. One thing too about this bag is there is a separator. So let me open this up here. You have your big pocket, which is where everything that I just pulled out was from, and then you do have a separator that is padded, so if you want to carry an iPad Pro, if you wanted to carry a MacBook Air or a smaller notepad, a smaller laptop, this will hold up to a 13-inch laptop, I believe. There's also some mesh pockets in here as well for things like gum or pens or cables or whatever that may be. The only other thing I have in here is a laminated checklist. This is more for nostalgia than anything else. When I first learned to fly, I learned in a Cessna 152. This is actually dated February 19th, 1996, and this was the original checklist for that Cessna 152. I had it laminated. I keep it in my bag kind of as a reminder of where I started and how far I've come. Okay, so that stays with me all the time. Moving on. We have a nice large side pocket here. We unzip this. A couple things in this pocket. I do carry a spare set of sunglasses. This is interesting. So I typically use the Oakley Holbrooks. These are my everyday sunglasses. These are polarized, however, which, as those who fly glass cockpits know, they don't always work the best in glass cockpits. Now, I will say, of all the polarized glasses I have had, these are using the what Oakley calls the prism lenses, and these are the day lenses specifically. They don't seem to have nearly the problems, even though they are polarized. That said, I always carry an extra set in the cockpit and in my flight bag. These are also Oakley's, but they're non-polarized, the Gauge 6 sunglasses. What else do I have in here? I have my backup radio. So this is a Yaesu FTA 750L. Now Yaesu has multiple different models. This is one of their higher end models. This is not just a comm radio. This is also can be used for navigation. So this does have a 66 channel WAS GPS. It also has VOR. It will do an ILS, so it does have vertical path as well. And I also like it because it comes with the adapter that if I were to lose comms in the airplane, it has the adapter that I can connect this directly to my headset. So I love to have this for multiple reasons. One, obviously you want to have a backup in the event that you lose comms or you lose navigation, but more importantly what I like about this is that I can be on the ground, I can pick up ATIS, I can pick up clearances, I can pick up things without having to have the aircraft turned on, which is sometimes important in cold weather or if you're just trying to get ahead of the game before you actually fire up the aircraft. Okay. Something else that I have, this one's pretty funny. I picked this up at an air show years ago, and I think it's just a neat product, more nostalgia again than anything. And that is, again, more survival gear. This is called Lifestraw. This is the original Lifestraw. They have new ones now that can be replaced. You can replace the cartridge and things like that, whereas this one is just a throwaway. What's really cool about this is that it is a straw that you could legitimately take out of this package, stick into dirty water if you got stuck somewhere and needed water, and as you drink through it, it filters it, it purifies it. Let's see, it says on here that this will filter approximately 1,000 liters or 264 gallons of water, and it removes 99.9999% of waterborne bacteria and 99.9% of waterborne protozoan cysts. So again, kind of quirky, but I think it's neat to have, and so I keep it in my bag, if for nothing else, as a conversation starter. All right, moving on. This pocket, again, is extremely deep, so you can put other things in there, but that's just where I keep my comm radio and my sunglasses and things like that. Moving on to the front of the bag, you have a zip at the top. This can be used for anything. This is also padded. It's a nice deep pocket. You could throw your phone in here. You could throw keys, a wallet, pretty much anything that you have in your pockets that maybe you just want to throw in your bag. What I keep in here is my headlamp. So this is, what is this? This is a LuckLED headlamp, and it does have obviously white LED that's extremely bright with multiple different intensities. And then if you hold it down, you also get the red light, which is obviously very important for night. And then you can also make it flash. So if you needed someone to be able to see you, this could potentially be used in emergency situations as well. Okay. So that stays there all the time. Let's see if we can get this to turn off, maybe. There we go. And then moving on, there's a front pocket. Front pocket has a bunch of smaller pockets. So you have places for flashlights and or pens or pencils. In my case here, you have some additional zippered pockets with room. You have more pen and pencil. You have places for business cards or different types of documents down in here, credit cards if you want. I only carry a couple things in this pocket. I do have my external power adapter. This is an Anker, and I like it because it has this hard case, but it also comes, when you open this up, it has a soft case. Now this is a large Anker. My headset goes tumbling off the side there. This is, let's see, I think it says on here. This is a 20,100 mAh external power. This will charge my iPad 4, 5, 6 times over. If I hook this to my iPad and my iPhone, same thing, I can charge at least 3 times from dead to full charge. This is a great product. It does take a little while to charge. So if this is completely dead, and I do like that it has a button here that will show you the level that's left. When this is dead, it takes it a solid 8 to 12 hours to charge. It has 2 USB adapters output, and then it has a micro USB, which is what it uses to charge. In this case, I carry my cables, so I have USB-C, right, for my Stratus or the GoPros that I'm using. I also carry my Apple cable in here for both the iPad and iPhone. I also carry a spare just Apple USB standard brick. So this stays in my bag with me all the time. This is, you know, I might not be able to use this in the cockpit, but if I'm traveling somewhere and I forgot one, I can use this when I'm in a hotel or wherever I may be for additional power. And I can also use this to actually charge the Anker. So if the Anker is dead, I can plug the micro USB into that guy, and although it will take a long time because this is a slow charger, I will get some charge onto this for use the next day. Okay. And finally, in this pouch, I have this little guy. This is more for high altitude, right? This is your PulseOx sensor. This one is branded CVS. You can get these for anywhere. You can pick them up at Walmart, Target, Amazon, and this is just used, again, to check your pulse and to check your oxygen level. And it's simple. You cut the guy on, you stick your finger in. You're supposed to stay still while you do this. It takes it a couple seconds. My pulse right now is 89, and my oxygen level is 97%. So pretty good. Again, you would use this anytime you're going to be in high altitude situations, just to make sure you're not suffering the effects of hypoxia or anything like that. Okay, so that's what I carry in my front pouch. Moving on, we turn to the other side. This side, on the first side where the radio was, it's one large pouch that goes all the way down the side of the flight bag. This could be used for a water bottle as well. I know a lot of people that use it for water bottles. On the other side, you actually have 2 pouches. So you have one towards the top and one at the bottom. So we'll start with the bottom. All right. In here, I have another flashlight. This is a J5 Hyper-V. This is an exceptionally bright flashlight. I like it because it is bright and because you can also adjust the beam. So it goes from flood to more of a spot, and it does have multiple intensities, and then it also flashes. So if you're trying to get someone's attention, this is definitely a nice tool to have. Now this one does not have a red lens. There are a lot of flashlights that you can get a lens cover or that actually have red, but because I have red in my headlamp, I like to have this one because I can use this for other things as well, whether it be for pre-flight, whether it be for I just need a flashlight to grab it in my bag and I'm going to go out to my car or somewhere in the dark with my dog, whatever it may be. Okay. And finally, in this pouch, I have a Pocketknife. So this is a Smith & Wesson. This is the Border Guard. I think this is 4.4 inch blade. I like this because it's heavy duty. It's extremely well made. It's Smith & Wesson, so it's got great quality. Again, a great warranty. It's extremely sharp, and I also like it because it does have a seatbelt cutter. So in the event you were to get stuck in an emergency and you needed to cut your belt, you could very quickly do that. And then it also has a glass punch, so you can certainly hold this like here, and if you needed to break a side window or a windshield or whatever it might be, again, in the event of emergency, you have that available. These things, while I carry them in my flight bag, I make sure that they are positioned strategically within the cockpit to make sure that they're readily available when I'm flying. Okay. And then finally, what I have is in this top little pouch here is I have this little See-Me. Again, this is more survival gear. This is, you know, a strobe, for lack of a better word, and you can turn this on and it will start to blink like that. What I like about this product is that it actually, in the off position, it's actually also in auto. So when this gets wet, just like on a standard commercial airliner, as soon as this gets wet, it does activate the LED, and this also floats right side up. So when this gets in the water, it will bob along, and the LED will be pointed up and available for anyone to see that's in the vicinity. If I was going to use this, if I was traveling over water, again, this would not be actually in the flight bag. This would be attached to me in some way, whether it be attached to, you know, my pants, or just make sure that this is attached to your person so that if you have to leave the aircraft immediately or quickly or under duress, you're not fumbling around trying to figure out where your survival gear is. Okay? So guys, that's everything that I have in my flight bag. Some of these things will change out from time to time. Obviously, you know, if, like I said, sometimes I do carry paper sectionals. If I'm going for ground school, I'll carry my far aim, even though I have an electronic copy on my iPad. I try to have the paper copies as well. One thing that you notice I did not have in my flight bag, and this is something that is new. I used to carry my logbook with me everywhere. And you know, when you're a student pilot, you're so used to doing that because you have to have your logbook that carries your endorsements, and you have to have it so your instructor can sign off, and so forth and so on. But once you get past that, I still used to carry my logbook. And what I found was that that's actually not a good practice, in the sense that, again, if there was an emergency and you lost your flight bag, or it went, you know, for God forbid something happened to it, or even if it's just in your car and someone were to break into your car and steal your flight bag, that is your entire record of your flight training, your flight history, and that'd be bad. That's something it should be special to you as a pilot, but at the same time you need for legal requirements. So I no longer carry my logbook. My logbook stays at home. It stays in a fireproof box. I highly recommend that you do the same. Now, that said, I do like to have my information with me all the time. So I actually utilize the logbook feature of ForeFlight. I took the time, and it did take some time, but I took the time to go through my paper logbook, manually input all that information into ForeFlight, and I make sure now that I keep both of those up to date. Why? Mostly because I'm, you know, a geek and I like to have that information at my fingertips, but also because if I can go in to ForeFlight, and especially with the use of the Stratus again, it keeps track of time. So it keeps track of my departure airport and my arrival airport. It keeps track of time that I can go in and manipulate, but that gives me a record right there at my fingertips. I can make sure that it's in there while it's fresh. I can put in any comments, I can put in any notes, and then I go back and make sure that I put that in my flight bag. That said, if I were to ever have a ramp check or someone were to have a question for me, I do have the information right there again on my iPad or on my iPhone, because it all gets synced through the cloud. So I think that that's important for me. Good, bad, indifferent, I don't know, but one recommendation is definitely do not carry your logbook with you, and err to caution and make sure that that thing stays safe and is somewhere that you know, is protected and not readily available to be destroyed or lost for whatever reason. So guys, that is everything that I have in my flight bag. I'd be very curious to know what you carry in yours. If you like this stuff, if you like this type of content, please hit that thumbs up button, like these videos, and again, please subscribe if you're new to the channel. As I said, I have been flying a lot in the last couple of weeks. I've been in the plane with an instructor. I'm anxious to get those flights up. That said, he and I had a discussion and we mutually came to the agreement that we are not going to film during instructional videos. I'm anxious to do it just like you guys are, so I apologize for that, but I also completely understand that he is there to make sure that we are getting the most out of our training, and that, you know, currency and proficiency and all of those things, safety, all of those things obviously come first. So we're gonna have to wait, you know, delay the videos for a little bit, but that is coming. So more of that in the future. I hope all of you guys are out there having a good time. Stay in the sky, and until next time, happy procrastinating.